everyone, this is Holly Knutson. I'm an FDN and holistic cancer coach from Utah, and today I want to talk about how to make a vapor rub. If I had to pick the most annoying health affliction, it would definitely be a cough. Coughs are viral, so you basically can't do anything about them unless pay a lot of money for a prescription medication that has dextromethorphan in it. And the last time I had a cough, I think I spent $75 for, it was like 6 doses of this cough syrup. Anyway, my point is they're expensive and it does work, but you're still taking a prescription medication. So your next course of action is just to exercise relief care. And that's where a do-it-yourself vapor rub can come in mighty handy, and particularly for children. Making your own rub at home is a great way to avoid the toxic chemicals that over-the-counter vapor rubs contain, including petroleum. And this is an easy recipe that you can whip up at home for anyone in your household who has a cough, both adults and children. And it's also a good idea to have some on hand for future use because colds and coughs can come on suddenly. What exactly is a vapor rub? Well, a vapor rub is a topical ointment or cream that contains therapeutic ingredients, including menthol and camphor. The ointment is formulated with butters and oils that relieve nasal congestion, soothe coughs, reduce inflammation, and break up mucus. Rubs can be applied to joints and muscles to relieve pain, the neck and chest to loosen mucus and soothe sore throats, and on the soles of the feet to suppress coughing by stimulating the spinal cord. Here are the ingredients. 1/2 cup of high quality coconut oil. Coconut oil is highly moisturizing, antifungal, and antibacterial, and contains healthy fats that nourish the skin. And 1/2 cup shea butter or 1/2 cup cocoa butter. Shea butter is a fat that comes from the nuts of the shea tree that are native to West Africa. Its high saturated fat content makes it a great emollient and anti-inflammatory that soothes and moisturizes the skin. Cocoa butter is a vegetable fat derived from the cocoa bean. It has a delicious chocolatey scent and is rich in vitamins and antioxidants, which make it a superb moisturizer. The following 3 ingredients are optional. You can make the rub using just coconut oil and shea butter or coconut oil and cocoa butter. If you want to use both shea butter and cocoa butter, just use 1/4 cup of each. Don't use 1/2 cup of each, just 1/4 cup. 3 tablespoons of beeswax. Now, this is an optional ingredient. Beeswax is a naturally derived wax that is produced by honeybees. It's antibacterial, which makes it a great addition for dry or acne-prone skin, and is beneficial for inflammatory skin conditions such as psoriasis or eczema. It supports cellular health due to the copious amounts of vitamin A that it contains. 1/2 teaspoon castor oil. Castor oil comes from the seeds of the castor oil plant. Castor oil is antibacterial and has antioxidant properties, making it a great addition to any do-it-yourself skincare product. And it also stimulates detoxification. I'm sure you've heard of castor oil packs, and they're used on the liver to promote detoxification. If you do opt to use castor oil, be sure and use only a small amount so that it doesn't affect the consistency of the mixture, even though it's quite thick itself. 1/2 teaspoon glycerin. Now, I like using glycerin because it's got a really velvety, smooth consistency, and I add it to all the skincare that I make because it helps products glide on more smoothly, and it won't irritate sensitive skin. Beeswax, glycerin, and castor oil, and particularly the last two, are purely optional, so don't use them unless you already have them on hand. You don't need to go out and buy them. Now, essential oils. Choose 3 or 4 of your favorite oils to add to the mix and add about 15 to 20 drops of each. And due to the potency of the oils, use only about 1/3 the amount called for when making a rub for children. So for instance, don't use more than 5 to 7 drops of each oil. I always use 1 or 2 drops of rosemary oil because it's a natural preservative. Don't add more than that, though, if you'll be using the rub on children. And you don't need to add more if you're using it as a preservative. And here's a fun fact. Equal amounts of peppermint, lavender, and lemon are really beneficial for treating allergies. So you get a double whammy. Now here's how you make it. Place all of the ingredients except the castor oil, the glycerin, and the essential oils in a double boiler set to low heat. Alternatively, you can use a glass bowl in a pan filled with water. And I've done this a lot. It works just as well as using a double boiler. Heat until all ingredients are melted. Then remove from heat and let cool for a few minutes before adding the glycerin, castor oil, and essential oils. Then pour into glass jars that are airtight. You can double or half the recipe depending on your needs and how many people you have in your household. You can also just double it if you want to make one to give away as a gift. They're fun to package, really cute. You can put a cute bow and sticker on the jar, which is quite festive, especially during the holidays, and especially right now with the coronavirus. This recipe will make approximately 2 6-ounce jars of vapor rub. Experiment with the oils that you add to your rub. Here are some of my favorites along with their therapeutic properties. Clove. Now this is one of my favorite essential oils. In fact, I make a perfume out of it. It's spicy smelling, it's antimicrobial and analgesic, and is highly effective at soothing coughs and other respiratory conditions, including asthma. Eucalyptus is another one of my favorites to add to a vapor rub because it contains menthol, and that's what you smell in like Vicks Vapor Rub. Eucalyptus silences coughs and alleviates both sinus and chest congestion by breaking up mucus. Now, peppermint, this distinct smelling oil, is beneficial for relieving coughs, boosting circulation, and soothing itchy skin. Wintergreen. The minty yet sweet fragrance of wintergreen is both stimulating and calming and is a wonderful addition to vapor rubs due to its ability to reduce respiratory and nasal congestion. Lavender. This calming oil is antibacterial. It reduces inflammation of the respiratory tract and is even being used in the treatment of COPD. Pine is a cooling oil that is useful for reducing fevers, soothing sore throats, and clearing the sinuses. It's both antiseptic and analgesic. And the sharp, familiar smell of pine is invigorating and refreshing. Lemon. The lovely citrusy smell of lemon enhances mood, relieves stress, and promotes relaxation while stimulating lymph drainage and boosting immunity. Thyme has long been used as a spasmolytic to treat disorders of the respiratory tract, such as colds, coughs, bronchitis, and asthma. It's both antifungal and antibacterial and is bursting with the antioxidants, vitamins A and C. Tea tree oil. The antibacterial qualities of melaleuca, or tea tree oil, inhibits the bacteria that is implicated in respiratory and sinus infections and is a popular remedy for treating coughs, colds, and ear infections. Cypress. This is another great one to include in your vapor rub because it contains camphene, which is a substance similar to camphor, a terpene used in vapor rubs to alleviate breathing problems, suppress coughs, and reduce pain. Now here's how to use the rub. Vapor rubs can be applied to various areas of the body, including the chest, the bottoms of the feet, or on the back. It's also helpful to put a little under the nose to open up the sinuses and soothe the chapping that can come from blowing your nose a million times a day. However, don't do this with babies or kids under 8. The safest place to apply the rub on kids and infants is on the soles of the feet, which have very large pores, or along the spine where their hands won't come into contact with the rub and potentially get into their mouth or eyes. If you do apply it to their feet, cover with socks to aid in absorption. The feet contain a lot of nerve endings, which make them an ideal location for applying rubs because it stimulates the spinal cord to suppress coughing. For adults and older children, the rub can be applied to the chest to stimulate deep breathing by breaking up mucus. The temples and forehead are also good areas for application and will help to reduce headache pain and congestion. The rub can also be applied directly on the neck area to decrease sore throat pain. In summary, I really enjoy making DIY potions at home because I am in complete control of the quality of the ingredients I use. Making your own vapor rub is affordable and will prevent you from coming into contact with toxic ingredients. And this is even more imperative with topical applications that go directly into the bloodstream. Since you never know when a cold or cough is going to hit, it's good to always have a jar of vapor rub on hand. One jar will last an entire cold and flu season, and it only takes a few minutes to make, and you'll love how it smells. Have you made a vapor rub before? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching.